Hello. I said yesterday I was going to be doing some more envelopes, and I'll explain why, but what I want to do first of all is just to explain to you that the items that I was going to show you that I'm using, I basically thought this morning, right, I'm going to just do some morning crafting and do this video. And I thought, you know, when you do a video, you want a couple of items to just show, this is an example of what I'm going to do. Well, I kind of got a bit carried away. And before you know it, I've made some gorgeous envelopes, very inspired by Racheal from Roxy Creations and Gayle. Hi ladies. So I'm going to explain how this all started. So I bought a box of stuff, and in the box of stuff was this wad of envelopes. Now, the intention of these envelopes was probably to take the stamps off, because it was a box of, you know, with stamp albums and stamp pages and postcards with stamps on, and all, you know, all stamp related really, pretty much. And this pile of envelopes was obviously intended to be taken apart and soak the stamps off. Now I've just taken a few of them and kind of blacked out the addresses that I'm, you know, thinking about using. And the envelopes in this kind of pack, this wad, came, they were from 1940s. I think there was a couple older, up to kind of 1980. So, you know, I mean, this one's 1956. Isn't that gorgeous? I know it's so tatty, but it's just beautiful. This one has got the 12 Days of Christmas stamp on from 1977. Please post cards in bundles. That's a Christmas one. Can't quite make out the date, but the stamp's 5D, so that's a few years old. This one's 82. Love this one. This one was from 1955, and I love this because it's London Judo Society, and I used to do judo years ago. My lovely Uncle Rolly, hi Rolly, was a black belt, and he used to teach, so, you know, I really like that one. This one is from 1977 again. It's got the American stamps and the airmail on it. I just love this stamp with the rocking horse from 1968, and this one is another 82 with the Darwin on. So I just thought we'd kind of decorate a few. Now, what I've loved, I mean, I heard about Racheal through Gayle and through Jessica, and what I love about Racheal's work is she doesn't get hung up on inking everything all the time, which I tend to do, and I just thought it was such a nice and refreshing way of working. I'd give it a go. And there are so many envelopes here, I can do so many different styles of envelopes, but I just wanted to do something nice and relaxing. And, you know, now, because I had started crafting, I've kind of already torn up so much of the digital kits. Now, when this is from the lovely Gayle, I bought this when Gayle brought it out, and I didn't actually download it till yesterday. Sorry, Gayle, because I loved it, but I didn't know what I was going to do with it until I watched, obviously, Gayle and Racheal. And I also went along to Racheal's store and purchased some of her doily digitals. I bought a couple of kits, I think. I'm not sure which kits these came from. This is printable pack 1, and I seem to have torn off everything else. I didn't print everything either. So I've got these digitals, and I also printed off some of my labels, my address labels. So those are the kind of the kits that I'm going to be using, and I'm sorry I got carried away and made a few more envelopes than I'd planned. So this one, I absolutely love this envelope. And can you remember if you ever came home when you were a kid and there was a little note sellotaped to your front door, you know, telling you where your parents were, or, you know, what was going on? And this one has got "Gone to Docs" on the back, you know, and, you know, from 1959, somebody put "Gone to Docs." I'm assuming that's doctors, and they've left this note on the front door. And I just thought that's so cute, you know, that somebody has done that. And I just remember all the little notes that I got left when I was younger. So I've used some of the doily and lots of Gayle's trim. This one I love the colours on this stamp, and you know, it just worked perfectly with Gayle's trim as well. This one I've used one of the doily digitals and some music paper. It's from 68, and this is another 69 envelope, and again I've only used 3 elements on here, but it's amazing how much you can do and just change them so easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this envelope next, and the first thing I do is just cover up the area that I don't want to be shown, usually with the address on it. So I'm not worrying too much about how I tear this. What I am going to do though is, once I've torn it, is I'm going to tear out a little bit so we can see that airmail stamp. And I'm just going to turn that over, put my ruler down, and you know, this is going to be an absolutely no stress, no idea what's going to happen, just a craft with me, kind of in the style of Gayle and the lovely Racheal. And I just think, you know, when you're going through a bit of a stressful time, sometimes it's nice to just do something that's relaxing, not something you've got to worry about and stress over, and just something enjoyable, you know. We all do that, we all need that sometimes. And watching, you know, because I've had that horrible sore throat virus, and watching people like Gayle and Racheal is just what you need. It's just what you need. Or if, you know, there was a big chat in my Facebook group about losing your mojo, and I think there's something going around because it's happening a lot at the minute. You know, I feel like I've only just got mine back and then it's on its way out again, you know. But this is perfect. This kind of thing, it's a relaxing kind of process. It's not something you've got to put your heart and soul into and get stressed over. Now I'm not worried about losing a bit of that. I've still got some of the white from the edging, but I'm fine with that. Not worried about that. So I'm going to go for that beautiful trim because it pulls out the colours. Certainly going to be using one of these airmail stamps. Maybe I probably didn't print. I thought when I was making a couple of these envelopes, it's fine if at the end, if I want to sew, I can do a bit of sewing at the end. Well, no, you can't, because you sew your envelope shut. So anyway, I've sewn a couple of these little labels to kind of add in case we needed something. Now I definitely need something else under this, and I'm thinking this white doily. It's kind of, it would kind of make a nice frame. I'm not sure if it's going to be too big if I leave it whole, but I really do like that kind of the border, even though I'm absolutely killing it, aren't I, just tearing these beautiful digitals up. And Racheal gets some scissors sometimes and just does this really neat, like very quick fussy cut around the outside, but I'm not really doing that. Yeah, I think we're going to add something else, but I'm quite liking this little setup. The other thing that it kind of made me giggle, and I really wish I could do it. I'm not sure where it came from. It wasn't Racheal's idea. She'd watched somebody else, but she just throws a rubbish on the floor and then cleans it all up at the end. And I just thought, oh, I so wish I had laminate floor or a wooden floor, but I've got carpet, and as it is, every little bit sticks to it. But I just thought, oh, that would be so refreshing just to just to chuck your junk on the floor and then just clear it all up at the end. I do try, I've got a little metal bin that's hanging on a hook next to my desk, and I really do try and slide everything into that, but it doesn't always work. But I just thought that would be awesome. It's like when you go to the hairdresser, isn't it? They don't worry about getting the floor dirty, they just cut your hair and then they sweep it all up at the end. And you know, crafting should be like that. So Rachel, thanks for that idea, because as soon as I have the right house, laminate floor, rubbish on the floor, that's how it's going to be. I just thought that was awesome. I'm not sure if I can actually do it. It sounds good, but I'm not sure if my brain would let me. But at the minute, it sounds like a brilliant idea. Just chucking everything on the floor. I quite like that. I like that there. So I'm going to go for the airmail label. But you don't need a lot of stuff. You don't need a lot of stuff to create something. I mean, I've used digitals, but you can easily use book pages. You know, it doesn't anything, just to decorate an envelope without stressing over it. I really like that. I'm happy with it. I love the colours, the blue and the red. Brilliant. Happy. Right. I'm just going to try and find. I want to do this one from 1977. I love the tear on this envelope. So it's quite fragile. And the other thing I like is this is upside down. It says, "Are you on the new voters list? Check now." And there's a stamp upside down there as well as the stamp there. Now that's why I didn't black out this part of the address, because I'm going to leave that. Now I'm thinking the colours on this piece are kind of a perfect match to that that stamp. So I think we're going to go for that. It's a little bit big, isn't it? It would cover up some of that. Ooh. Big decisions. What do you do? Do you cover up some, or do you just tear this smaller? I'm going to tear this smaller. Obviously you can see that I'm tearing it smaller. That is Sunday morning. I'm not like, I have been awake for a long time, but it's not it's not busy. It's not a fast moving day today, so I'm just really trying to just, you know, calm down and relax. Now I quite like that with the music paper behind it. Now this trim kind of works really well as well, doesn't it? So, you know, Gayle's digitals and Rachel's digitals complement perfectly. They really do. So go out and grab some of these gorgeous images, and Mrs. Coggs from yesterday. I did make another couple of the envelopes yesterday after I finished filming, but it's going to be a long job making that album, but I think it's going to be worth it. I think it's going to be worth it in the end. I don't want that side or this side. I think I'm going to go opposite the stamp to balance that out a bit, and then obviously some of this is going to get covered up with some kind of date address label of some sort. Right, let's start gluing. And I know I'm kind of colour coordinating here, but you could equally do it the opposite way. You could try and, you know, clash the colours and give it a bit of a funkier look. is so nice not having to ink. It's so much quicker, and I mean, if you wanted to ink the envelope at the end, you can absolutely do that. Now, I'm not worried about the date so much being covered up there, because the date is also at the top. So, yeah, just bringing you along for a bit of Sunday morning crafting. And you know, there was another thread yesterday about what worries you about crafting, what worries you about doing what we do. And everything worries me, and it's always difficult to get started. Once I'm started, I'm all right. Doing videos, that's, you know, I go through this internal argument with myself so often, whether I'm going to video or not, and the thought of it, you know, sometimes I don't want to, don't want to do it. But once I'm up and at it, it's not as bad. I might have to go for yet another one of these that I've sewn, actually. Let's have a look. I'm just going to tear a little bit more off that, make it a bit. So yeah, things do scare you, worry you, stress you out, but it's just whether you're going to let that hold you back or not, isn't it? Whether you're going to let that stop you doing something. And you know, these things have almost stopped me doing things 100 times, but at the moment I'm still doing it. And you know, more of you need to, actually, more of you need to get out there. So many people say, oh, I'd love to do a video, but I don't. Well, we've all been there, and we can just support you and encourage you to actually get out and do it. And you know, there's a lot of people who are there and who will give you all of the support you can need, you know. And I don't want to just keep going on about my group, but the people in that group are just so amazing. Every week I post about new members, and every week so many people say welcome, you know. Now with the Darwin one, I'm actually tempted to use a book page, and I want something fairly muted. I don't want anything bright and colourful to go with this one. So this was just a part of a book that was on my shelf. If you want to know what this book is, please check out the book videos that I did, because I'm pretty sure I showed this book during that video, but obviously I've taken the cover off now, so with my goldfish memory, I don't remember exactly which book this is. Oh, it might even, there you go, Wildflowers of the British Isles. And this is one of those tough decision books, because it's double-sided. I think I've got another couple of copies of that. I've definitely got another one, so I'm not worried about tearing through that. I should listen to Gayle about her tearing technique, but I just find a piece and go for it. It's not the best tearing in the world, is it? I need to find my tear ruler. I do need to find my tear ruler. I think I'm going to go right up to the top and maybe done it again. I've done it again. Well, this is the worst tearing in the world. This is quite a thick book page, and it definitely has a little mind of its own where it wants to tear. It's not listening to me. Okay, this is a little bit beaten up, this envelope, but I do love the way it's you know, I've got to get myself a letter opener because it just makes things look so much neater, doesn't it? What I'm going to do while I've got this here is just glue that little flap shut. Okay, now this is one that I may well decide later that I should have inked, although I'm not going to. I'm not giving in to the inking. I just like that little bit of music paper sticking out the bottom there. Right, now trim. Oh yeah, look at that. Thank you, Gayle. Everything I could possibly need right here. I have some lovely, lovely encyclopedia. I might have to leave the white actually because I don't want to cut it because I don't want it to be too, yeah, I think I'm going to leave some of the white on this one. I'm so sorry about that noise. I've just realised my heating was on and it is very, very loud because I'm right next to the radiator. I actually think that's probably, I just need something under here, do you think? Maybe a piece of plain. Just to, yeah, okay. I think I'm liking that. I'm still trying to, you know, like with the challenge. Oh my days, the challenge in my Facebook group. I have been absolutely blown away by not just how many people have attempted the challenge, but how many people have attempted it and failed and persevered and tried several times to do it, and everybody has managed to do it. There's so many fantastic tags and everyone's desperate to know what part 2 is, which obviously I am going to have to put out very soon after this challenge is finished. But it's been absolutely amazing. It's blown me away how many people have participated and how everybody is engaged with it so brilliantly. It's thank you to everybody who's taken part. I can't tell you, seriously, I'm so shocked how amazing it's been, and how you've all kind of said you've worked outside of your comfort zone, and but you've thoroughly enjoyed it, which is obviously what this is all about. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You guys are just awesome. And that, yeah, I think it needed that little piece of plain between the pattern and the floral or the book page. Yep. For, I just had a thought and now it's gone again, because this is actually quite like this with this pattern. No, I think I might pop that on the back actually. Ooh, in my hand. I'm probably using way more of this glue than you actually need, but yeah, I like it. I'm happy with that. I really do like this one though. Awesome. And that one. Right, I think I'm going to call it a day. Go and get dressed. And I will carry on making envelopes, but again, I think these would make a gorgeous book actually, if you could, you know, like a flip book with all the envelopes in. Obviously I've popped, you could put your 2 holes where I've put the trim and just have them in a ring binder book. I think that would be awesome. And then you've got all of this storage, beautiful, beautiful envelopes. So I hope you have enjoyed it, our little Sunday morning relaxing crafting. I certainly have. Thank you for hanging around and listening and watching. And I am sorry about the shadow, but have had to have the light on, so I'm afraid to say. One day when I get that laminate floor and I can chuck my rubbish on the floor, I'll have proper lighting. I have an amazing lighting kit actually from when I had my photography studio, but it's in my parents' loft. So thank you for watching and enjoy your Sunday. I hope to be back actually later with another video. I'll see you soon.